back to another episode of the Who Asked Me podcast. I am joined this week by the birthday boy, everyone's favorite content creator, Oliver Sims the Fourth. Of course. Thank you for doing this kind of last minute. I know I asked you, just a couple days ago, but we have so much to get into, and I love getting into it with you.
Yes. Listen, I love being on here with you. You are so fun.
Oh, I will. I will.
Come on, just let me.
So Oliver DM'd me the other day. It was like, girl, I know you see this mess with Leva and Zachary's. I said, and you know I do. You know I do. So we are going to get all the way into that today. Oh my God, it's so layered. It's so frustrating on different levels too. However, on top of everything else, it is so clear that Leva and Lamar think that they don't need PR.
Yes.
It is
crystal clear.
Baffling to me that was a statement that was put out. It's not baffling to me that it, like, to see all the people that were celebrating them in the comment section. They're friends from the show. They're like that. We know all of that stuff. Wow. And listen, my listeners know that I have experience, like my job has been called out locally a couple times now, and I get it. It's very frustrating when people are embellishing or saying things that are not true, but my job has not been called out for racism, just to be clear. Right, just to clear that up. It's yeah.
Yeah, it's like you offer a different perspective than most people can because you own spaces like that and you know what like can happen with certain types of like allegations and obviously not like with racism or whatever, but like whenever people embellish, like you were saying, it can go out of hand or get out of hand. But the way she's just been handling this, I was like, is this
the crash? Okay, just to be clear, I don't own the bar. I run the bar. But I run the bar. I don't own it. But yeah, like the owners of my bar would never, ever, ever put something out like that. They put out a statement last year when stuff was popping off, and listen, I was like, that's a really good statement. Y'all did better than me because I would have gone off on a tangent, right? I mean, I understand on a different level. I got doxxed last year when things were happening with my job, like so, and things like it's so frustrating to know things for a fact and things that are not true, and have been in the rooms and seen things and heard things with your own eyes and ears, and then to see the, like kind of the life it takes online and the thing like the watch it grow legs. But there is a way that you have to reply. I have old employees of mine that say things about me that they know that that's not true. They know that I did not do whatever XYZ there, but you can't stop some people, but you can control how you react. So I'm not going to read the entire statement from Lamar and Leva that Leva posted because it's very long. It's very small. Very small. But pretty much it starts off with, I'm not a PC guy. And I said, this is either going to be really bad or just detrimentally bad. And he pretty much just says, like, I'm black. I can't believe y'all accuse me of being racist. That's an insult. And actually, you're racist because you accuse me of being racist. And my grandmama was a janitor. And I've been, yeah, he said that in there. And I've been actually on the receiving end of racism. And you know what? The person who put this up, you're actually racist too.
Like, this is very much giving me the Cameron Westcott from Real Housewives of Dallas.
I try and block her out.
Yeah. Like, yes.
I try to forget about her. Yeah, no, it is giving her.
Oh my gosh. No,
so then we had Leva online crashing the fuck out. Oh my God. It was one thing to post that statement I don't even want to call it a statement, right? But it's another thing to have her like post it and be done with it and kind of don't engage with any more online chatter about it. She was in on TikTok, like calling people out and like, I don't know. She didn't look well. It was one of those things where I wanted to be like, put down the phone level. Like, y'all need to go outside and touch grass. I know it's hard when your business is being called out, but like, you got to put down the phone because I can tell that you are so deep into the zeitgeist right now.
Yeah. There is this one meme of SpongeBob.
I know exactly what you're talking
he's
about.
Like crashing out in his house. That's what I thought of when I saw that. I was like, and mind you, I'm at the gym at like 5:30 in the morning. I'm scrolling on TikTok and I'm seeing this. I'm like, what is going on right now? Like, this is like she has no one there to help her in any type of like PR way. And if someone was trying to help her, she clearly did not listen. Like, that was not smart in any.
And I need to be honest, the issue, one of the issues within this is that Leva and Lamar live in Charleston and they surround themselves with white people that like, if they do vote blue, if they do lean liberal, they are like on the line of like, could be, it's not because of like what they stand for or anything like that. It's just because like, oh, well, you know, I just can't vote for Trump. I don't. And to be honest with you, I don't think that a lot of them do lean liberal, right? But these people have not educated themselves at all. And they're just like, oh my God, can you believe Leva and Lamar are getting called out? That's just crazy. I mean, they're both people of color. What do you mean a person of color can be racist? What do you mean? No, I just like, you know, Leva and Lamar are my friends. So I'm not racist. Those are the people that they surround themselves with. And I'm like, okay. And it's gotten to their head so much. Like I would love to see like, if they have any other Black people in their lives. And honestly, like, it doesn't really matter if they do, because I think that they surround themselves with like-minded people. And I never, Go ahead.
That makes, I have a lot of acquaintances or past acquaintances who are like that. And they're just always giving like excuses for stuff like that. And I'm like, okay, this is not.
Yeah, and I feel like because you're in the South, I'm in the Midwest, so I know that you've experienced it way more than I have. I feel like in the Midwest, it's more like people try a little bit harder to like be like, oh no, my best friend's Black, and I've seen her be discriminated against. I feel like they try a little bit harder, but I do feel like, you know, they kind of exist in the same realm, right? And that's what I'm just like shaking my head left and right about all of these people who are just like riding for them. But again, they don't have anybody around to check them, because I think Leva and Lamar, in that group of people, in that bubble of people that they surround themselves in, they do the checking. They look for them to be like, is that racist if I say that? And that's part of the problem. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because then, 100%. And it's like, now that they're being called out, I feel like they are just trying to like, how do I even want to phrase this? Basically, since they're the ones that do the checking, now that they're being checked,
exactly,
like overcompensate for something, like. And I've seen so many comments of people being like, "You are not LVP. Like, what are you doing with all this stuff? Like, you."
Okay. Can I be honest here? I don't like Leva.
Please.
I don't care for her. I watched that season of Southern Charm where she came on and she was like just incessantly on Catherine Dennis's ass. And I don't like Catherine Dennis either, to be very, very clear. I do believe Catherine Dennis to be a racist. But Leva, the way she was calling her out, I watched that season probably like a year or two after, and I was like, you know what? God be knowing what he's doing with me in watching these shows, because if I would have seen this in real time, I would have been shaking the table on Leva's ass, because she just kept repeating the same shit over and over and over, and it always gave performative to me, right? And then I find it interesting that they're clearly trying to pull a LVP thing with Leva, but we got a little bit more time to kind of know LVP. Leva came into Southern Charm when she really
Yes.
started getting camera time. It still wasn't a lot, right? Lord knows, I don't know why they waste hair and makeup and
Yeah.
wardrobe and camera shutters putting a cast photo up of Leva on Southern Charm, because what have we seen her do this year? She can never go on the fucking cast trip, can never go, right? She excuse me, she just goes to a couple barbecues and she's like, Vanita, do you want to jump in the pool? Go jump in the pool and act like you need to be safe so people can be like, oh, look, can that black girl not swim? She like, what are you doing here? Ariana, what are you doing here? Okay. And then since we done like our introduction to her was supposed to be Southern Charm, you have Southern Hospitality, which I love that show. But whenever I see her, I'm like,
Yeah.
what? That whole little
Exactly.
sit down she did with Joe
Exactly.
Bradley talking about, I don't want you to follow Maddie around and blah, blah. I was like, you're trying to give LVP. You really are.
Yeah.
It gets on my nerves when LVP does it. It gets on my nerves when you're doing it, right? She's like, me and Lamar, Joe Bradley is somebody we would want to work with. Why? Like I feel like she's trying to follow the Vanderpump Rules LVP pipeline so fucking much with like Tom and things
100%.
like that. And I'm like, why would you want to? Now, Zachary Daiquiri is like a person. I found that out through this whole time. I didn't know that shit. Zachary Daiquiri is a person.
Yeah,
They're
yeah.
business partners when they come like partnered and opened this business, right? Joe, what's the Joe concept going to be? What's that going to be? Quickly.
Notice how there's like no
Quickly.
answer.
Like,
There's
you
no
know what I
straight
mean?
answer to that.
Okay, do I hate to do this? I don't love to do this, and I just want to be clear. I know that this is bitchy, right? However, I have heard through the grapevine that Leva doesn't actually like run those bars and restaurants. She is like very much owner's wife, and she doesn't like know what's going on. Now, I heard that a while ago, a couple years ago when Southern Hospitality first started. So maybe things have changed, right? But no, as a person who's been in hospitality, food and bev, as Craig would say, for a long time now, I've just realized the other day, I've been saying 13 years for the past like year and a half, 2 years. So closer, 15. I literally cannot stand when like owners' wives come in and like, or even owners like partners, right? Come in and try and like call shots. No, I'm just going to say owners' wives because like the owners of the business that I run now, they have husbands and they're lovely. They don't be coming in there asking me no types of questions, like trying to run that shit, right? But yeah, when owners' wives come in there and they're just like, oh yeah, this is our place, blah, 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 blah. I'm like, tell me where you go get ice. Tell me who to call if the ice machine is broken. Like, what do you mean? And they just start saying stupid shit. Like, oh yeah, can you go fix that over there?
Mm-hmm.
It's not broken.
Like, come on now. One thing I thought was very interesting is last season 2 for Southern Hospitality. Whenever I think was that when fired because she was drinking, and I'm like, how'd you not know that? Like I don't know. I just thought that was kind of weird because like you're supposedly there all the time. And
I have
I don't know.
like theories in my head that Leva like hates Mia. I think Leva
I
hates
can
Mia.
see why.
Leva has a weird thing with like women of color, I feel. I pick it up. I pick it up, honestly. Because I didn't like last year when she fired Lucia. I hated that Lucia was begging that lady for her job back. I hated that. I was like, oh no, Lucia, don't do this, boo. Don't do this, boo. And then Mia, I love Mia. Mia stands on the utmost of business.
I love Mia.
If standing on business was a person, that's Mia. Okay.
It'd be Mia.
Oh,
And on top of that, her face card is the
gorgeous.
Amex. Like that is.
That's why when Austin tried her, I said, you know what? I said, when Mia was like, oh, he's cute. I said, Mia, no, not for you, boo. Not for you. But whatever. She could do whatever. Okay. Cause that's my mama. I'm gonna stick beside her.
Mhm.
She can do whatever. That's my mom. But like I'm like
That's my
Austin. See, Austin is that type of dude that Southern Hospitality Austin, not Southern Charm Austin, is that type of guy that you cannot give too much attention to
Yeah.
because look at what he does. I don't like the way he handled that situation, calling me a loser or a bitch or whatever he called her outside of her name. First of all, sir, you run outside with no shoes on. You look like you stink.
That's-
But
come on.
back to my original point. I think Leva has a problem with Mia and women of color in general. And I didn't like that whole firing last year because, like, your staff acts a mess up in there.
Mhm.
They act a mess up in there. And it was, like, pretty much grand opening, grand closing that, like, everybody drank. Everybody drank, but you just fire the
Yeah.
girls of color. It's giving that you wanted to fire somebody. You wanted to, I think I said this in a review last year. I was like, she just wanted to come in and kind of, like, swing her proverbial dick around because that second season, like I said, that's about the time that I heard the like rumor mill of people saying like she doesn't actually run
Yeah.
the bar and like da da da.
Mm.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Well, apparently people from like actually like who actually live in Charleston, they don't really like go to Republic anyways. It's like a touristy
Yeah.
spot.
That's what I've heard too. I just didn't know if there was any credibility behind that. But
I have a couple of girlfriends from Charleston and like I know it's pretty and they're like, you should go, you should come down. I don't know. Yeah.
I don't know. It wouldn't be like my first choice
Yeah.
or second or third. I mean, like
I was just about to say, I don't even know if it's top 10.
We'll see.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's somewhere on a list. Probably not mine.
It's somewhere.
But
On someone's list. But let's just move right into Southern Hospitality because we had the finale this week and then the reunion, which like three seasons in, I think these kids I think they deserve a proper reunion set. I think they deserve a reunion that's not on the same night as the finale. They're doing good work, okay? I think we can reward them at this point. But the finale, let me just ask you this. Do you think Will cheats on Emmy?
do we breathe air?
Yes.
Is my shirt blue?
Yes. Yes. I do as well. I hated that no one could bring hard facts and evidence, but at the same time, it does not matter to Emmy.
Yeah. Because that's the thing. So there cannot be this many rumors about someone and a certain subject, and like
Exactly.
some things just can't be true about it. Like where there's smoke, there's fire. And if you're telling me,
Yeah,
this
because it started last season.
now, right? Yes, like, like. Do you remember last time we were here and I was like, alleged rumors of Mauricio being here? Look at that. So it's just, if you have all these rumors about somebody and so many different people keep saying like, hey, like, just so you know, this dude, he's doing this, going out with this girl's moving in with him, whatever. Like, at some point we really gotta stand up. And
Well,
just, come on.
my thing with Emmy also, I'm like, babe,
but-
have you never seen Legally Blonde? Elle was like, she was like, oh, I'm on the way to be a lawyer's wife. I'm on the way. And then he went down to the law school and picked up Selma Blair. Okay. I will, and listen, I've said on my like TikTok reviews before, I'm like, I find it hard to believe that Will is slinging dick around law school, and the law school girlies clocked in. They said, oh no, babe, he is like a law school 10. And I almost fell out of my fucking seat because what do you mean? Well, they were like, his dad owns a law firm, I guess, or something like that. So it's familial. You know what I mean?
You know what? Okay, so I have a friend who is in law school right now, and she did break up with her boyfriend and is dating another dude that's in law school with her because he does have His dad does have a law firm.
The
And she was like, oh yeah, no, we're good. So, you know
the law
Yeah.
the law world is like,
We were.
it's just unknown territory to me. You know what I mean? I feel like lawyers date other lawyers, and it's all it. I do think it's really, really heavily political, right? In that way of like, you need to get to know the
Yes,
right
definitely.
people and be in the right rooms and be like really start connecting. So, but do I think that somebody's bullying Will because of it? No. I don't think he's bullied. I don't think he's getting bullied. And I find it, I am sorry, I do have to agree with the masses of people that are like, this kid says he's going to be a lawyer and he can't even show up to a Watch What Happens Live reunion. Like, and he gets
Exactly.
nasty.
Right.
He gets, when that, on that finale, when he started, the way he started talking to TJ, he gets nasty. And you know what I don't like about that
Yes.
is that he don't talk to Brad like that. He don't talk to Brad like that. Him and
Exactly.
Emmy
Exactly.
literally
That's why.
always hit the, well, you're lonely and single button. And I do find it like a form of homophobia, because TJ has talked openly about
100%.
how he is, you know, in the South, and a lot of times guys fetishize him. We know what happened with him and Joe Bradley. You know what I mean? And so I think it's like an
Yeah.
easy button for them to hit, and it's nasty. When Will at that, when they were outside and he was like, ooh, you gonna cry now? I said, baby, TJ, we need to take you to a reading class, okay? And you need to read him down, because Will is ugly. Will is ugly.
Like, come on. It is.
It's not-
that hard.
no.
Like, for me, it's not that hard. For you, it's not that hard. But we need to. You know what he needs to do? TJ needs to just sit down
Hello?
and just watch the Real Housewives of Atlanta, and then he will start to pick up on some things. Like, that's what he needs to do, because it's like, it's clear you haven't seen that, and it's clear like you haven't. Come on,
Firing
like,
off.
you could've, like, just been
Firing off.
reading
And
them
like, I don't know if you follow Brad on social media. Brad was lighting Will's ass up. Okay? He posted that thing, was like, dudes be named Will but won't. I said, oh, you know what? I would love to see Brad and Mia tag team Will. Just get in his ass face to face,
Yes.
okay? And you can tell they keep it cute, because like Brad said, he loves Emmy, but he sees a version of Emmy that he doesn't like know anymore. Emmy's like a little sister to him, right? And then even Mia's like, I'm gonna keep it cute because like y'all don't want me to get started.
I know Mia can do. Like you were saying, Brad and Mia, if they can just like tag team, that'd be
And then
so
when
good.
Brad was like, how to cheat on your girlfriend 101, I was like, he eating you up, Will. He eating you up. But they pick on TJ, and I feel so bad for TJ. I'm like, baby, I want you to unpack so much, and step into like who you really are. One of those people being messy. TJ, you are a messy bitch, and I love you for it. But I need him to
Exactly.
stand in it a little bit more.
Step into it. Like, it's okay. It is
100%.
to be a messy twink. It is okay. Like, just do it. Just do it.
Yeah.
It's just do it. Like, and some like it is needed in
Absolutely.
This one is one of those where,
Absolutely.
like, just
Like,
embody it.
Somebody has to fill the role of the messy gays. Like, if you are not going to be a messy gay, like, but you want to be a messy gay, what do you mean? I would argue that messy gays help the world go
Exactly.
round.
Yes, exactly. I mean, think about it. We have a messy gay that's sitting at every single one of these reunions, just like going back and forth between people. Just come on, help.
Yeah.
help the world.
And when the producer
Absolutely.
said, Emmy said that she would like to deal with things in private, why are you bringing this up now? And I would literally be like, because I don't want to see Will get away with this anymore. And I think his attitude is nasty, and because I want to. Hello? What did New York say? I was upset, so I ruined lunch. We just purposefully.
And I had fun.
We need to stand in that. Okay, so that's what I just want to see from TJ. He's got the bones there.
Exactly.
And you know what? Lake kind of fills the whole a little bit. I'm still on the line about Lake
Yeah.
because like there were some times that I was like, Lake, please please. Right? But at that reunion,
Yeah.
that whole girl, because they were like, oh, Emmy's gonna talk, and then somebody, I don't know who it was like, nah, she's not gonna say nothing. And they're like, she's not gonna say nothing. And they're like, girl, because I feel her in that sense. I feel her in that sense. What are we doing?
Yeah.
We are here at this reunion to finally bring all of this to the surface and like talk about it. And here you go with the... Let me tell you something. I've said it before. I'm going to say it till I'm blue in the face until she does it. Emmy need to regulate that nervous system before she put on a mic pack again. I'm sick of it. I'm sick of it. And then
I'm like,
she like, because she starts and then she's like, shut the fuck up. And I'm like,
yeah. I'm like, whoa. We need to let's sit down. Let's wait, let me not say that. Let's just sit down, let's calm down, and let's just reevaluate. Maybe we should just, go outside. Let's touch grass. Let's go into a 7-Eleven. Let's go just do some normal everyday activities. Open a book.
That's not the gym, okay? That's not the fucking gym, because you've told us you get up and go to Pilates and you go and lift weights at night. We get it, okay? And like, listen, when I was going through my, like, the beginning stages of my divorce, I was in the gym all the time. I was actually looking at photos yesterday and I was like, damn.
Yeah.
I look so good when I'm going through stuff. I'm like, damn. I was like, bitch, you look so good. So I get that aspect, but like, and if her and Will are having conversations in private, doubt it. But if they are, okay. She keeps asking for this privacy that she does not want to give other people, right? When it comes to Maddie and Trevor, and we'll get into that in a second, that like last year, she loved when that was going on with them, right? Even Maddie and Joe Bradley, when they were talking after Vegas and she was talking to Will, she was like, Joe was mad at Maddie and blah, blah. I'm like, see, this is why I can't. You either understand that this is part of the show, or you're like, I don't like when this is done to me and Will, so I'm not going to do it to other people. But you relish in the part of it. And it's so confusing to me because it's so clear that she wants to be famous, right? She wants to be on this show, but she does not want to actually deal with the things that come along with the show. And like Grace Lily said, maybe this career isn't for you then, Emmy.
Yeah.
Grace don't make a lot of sense, but she ate with that one.
Yeah. Exactly. Like with Grace Lily, I have to take her in doses. But when she said that, I was like,
yeah. You know what? That clock is right twice a day, okay? That Grace Lily clock, it is right twice a day, right? Because it's, I kept wondering that even at the beginning of the season, like when they were going to Vegas after everything happened, she was like, I don't want to talk to any of these people. I don't want to talk to any of these people. But then she's jumping in photos with them and like jumping in camera time and jumping to go do this. And I'm just like, you want to be on the show, but what do you want to do on the show? You want to be in the position that you were in last season to be talking about other people's business, but not yours.
I'm going to be so honest. I really forgot. There were so many times throughout the season where I forgot that she was a cast member. Like, because she just wasn't there a lot. And so I'm like, oh. I'm going to
be honest. This is a case of like, Emmy is going to let Will block her bag. She is going to let Will block her bag because Will already didn't want to come. He came to the set, was on set, would not sit in front of a camera. That's insane.
I was.
I don't want. If Will is the only lawyer available to represent me in court, I got it. I'll figure it out. I watched Legally Blonde.
Better yet, let's call it Phaedra for an episode of Parking Lot Lawyers. Let's call it Phaedra.
I watched Legally Blonde. I watched Scandal. I think I can figure it out. Okay, I'm sorry, and like hitting the like mental health button. I said, is it mental health or is it throwing rocks and hiding your hands? Because I didn't like that shit at the end of the episode, of like the last episode where he doubled back with producers and was like on a hot mic and he was like, yeah, this information definitely could like put me and Emmy in a better light, and it would definitely make Joe and, you know, Maddie look like a certain way, but it would help me and Emmy out. I was like, is this how you litigate? Is this how?
Just you know what? Let's
Hello?
pursue other things.
I also think his
Let's go
parents
to
are
a
probably
different
like, you need to
path.
get off that show with that girl. A
Yeah.
reality TV show, Will? Really? You think we've worked that hard? But before we move
Mm,
on to the next show we're going to talk about, who are your breakout stars for Southern Hospitality?
ooh, okay. Obviously,
Yes.
100% Mother Mia. Like, like
Mm-hmm.
100%. Like, I will ride for her. Like, 100%. But yeah, okay, definitely Mia. I mean, I have to say, like, I think like Maddie and Joe Bradley, they're gonna be there, right? Yeah.
I
Um, I think Lake can be good. I'm gonna give her another season. I
yeah,
feel like she's got to cook a little bit, but she'll be like really good. Yeah. Um,
I do
and
love
then
Brad
I
too.
love Brad. So
I will say Michaels. I loved Michaels. Yeah.
wait, Michaels,
No, no,
yes,
no.
yes,
I
that
want
was
Michaels to
yes,
stop.
yes,
Michaels
yes,
is clearly a good friend. You
yes,
stop being a good friend to Emmy. I'm
yes, yes.
sorry. I'm sorry. You because every time she starts freaking out, he's
Mm-hmm.
like, no, 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 stop. And what it is he puts his manager hat on. He puts his manager hat on. And
Yeah,
I get it, right?
yeah,
So I love Michaels.
mm-hmm.
I love that the story that he brought, it broke my heart.
Yeah,
Every time he spoke
yeah.
about his mom, but then seeing him break
Sad.
down and being like, I thought that maybe being on this show and talking about it would like make my mom want to like reach out to me and still haven't talked to her. I said, you know what? I hate to call somebody's mama a raggedy bitch, but that's a raggedy motherfucking bitch right there. Raggedy.
But
Raggedy. I'm
exactly,
gonna say it one more
exactly.
time.
Like
Raggedy.
raggedy
Raggedy. I don't like that shit. Okay. So Michael's, Mia, of course.
at all,
Brad.
at
I
all.
liked how Brad took accountability for last year because a lot of
Yes,
stuff, oh, we didn't even
yes.
hit on that. We'll hit on that really quickly. A lot of stuff in reality TV does work like that, right? You have people who bring things to you or you find something
Mm,
out and then it's like, oh, okay, I'm going to bring this on. So he admits that somebody who he was training said, oh, I kissed Trevor, blah, blah, blah. Brad was like, and that was like 2 weeks before filming or something like that. Brad was like, oh, okay, like, are you
mm,
sure? And Miss Mama lied. I don't think it's really the fault of Brad. And then she came back after cameras picked up and was like, okay, actually, we didn't kiss. And it was like, now, I'm going to be honest. I think Joe Bradley knew that last year and he used it as an excuse to like
yeah,
really influence Maddie. And like, I don't like that.
100%.
I don't like that. It makes me
And
uncomfortable.
yeah, he definitely did that. He definitely did that.
It's so manipulative.
Yeah.
It's weird.
And he just really, really, really wanted Maddie, like to that point.
I'm sorry. I
My
just remembered me and my friends were joking when he was like, Maddie is going to be the last girl I ever date. And we were like, could be, but not for the reason you think. We were like,
that gag.
could be,
Wow.
potentially. I just don't like how he's trying to push her to be his wife, and while we're still talking about like him and TJ cuddling. I don't like.
Oh my god. And then like on top of all this, it's just dang, like
Yeah.
TJ over here being not collateral damage, but he
Listen,
like
I get the whole conversation. Like Grace Lily's like, I scissored a woman. And what she was trying to say is that doesn't give me the right to like out her, right? I don't I'm
Yeah.
gonna be honest. I know that they're saying like TJ ran around town saying Joe was gay, Joe was gay, Joe was gay. And listen, I have so many gay
Mm.
friends. Like, I'm queer myself, but when it comes to gay men, I have so many gay male friends that I know have been in situations just like TJ. A straight man is like curious and is, in his DMs, flirting with
Mm.
him, touching him, and like kind of leading him on as if he's not a human with feelings. And
Yeah.
I I don't think it's not like TJ outed Joe for fun. Right? There was a connection there, and I
Yeah.
think that TJ has a right to talk about what he experienced
Yeah.
and what he was
Yeah.
feeling, because a lot of times now
Mm.
it's like swept under the rug, and it's painted Joe as like this victim of TJ outing him, and really it's like, well, there's not only a friendship here, like there's a
Mm.
friendship in general, but then feelings became
Yeah.
involved, and like Joe being like, I'm just a cuddly person. I have slept
Come
in the
on now.
bed with plenty of people, friends, and like never, ever, ever. I know who I'm sleeping in the bed with, and
Mm.
I've been drunk. Okay, plenty of times, plenty of times. Right? I've
Exactly.
been in
Yeah.
that exact situation. Like I'm.
Yeah. It's like it's
That's when the
not.
Southern really comes in. That's when the Southern really comes in. Whenever they start talking about like anything having to do
Mm.
like gay, race, anything like that, I'm like, this is a Southern
Yeah.
ass show,
Hmm.
because even Maddie was like, I know Joe's not gay. Like I have sex with him. He likes pussy. I said, oh baby girl.
The amount of women who have been in your shoes.
And like bisexuality exists
Mm.
too. I don't, you know what I mean? Bisexuality exists too.
Exactly. Exactly. Like I've, I don't
Mm-hmm.
understand like the bite erasure thing. I'm like, y'all need to just throw that out. Throw that out. Come on now. Like
Yeah, and
bisexuality exists.
you think men are not capable of sleeping with women if they're not attracted to them? I have. You know what? I got a beach house in Idaho to sell you, babe. Just saying. Just saying. But yeah, Michaels is my breakout star. Mia, Brad, love them. I do want to, I liked Molly too. I
Yes.
really, really enjoyed Molly. Did she have like a lot of camera
Yeah.
time? No,
Yeah.
but when she got that camera time, she made it worth it. And I appreciate, but without trying too hard. And I appreciate a bitch like that. I do. Because she was like, when she had that whole thing with Grace Lilly, she said, okay, this is my time to have a one-on-one conversation. We gonna make
Yeah.
this work. I said, I know that's right, girl. I know that's right. I like her. So yeah, I'm
Exactly.
great season.
I say yeah. Those four are
Yeah,
four,
10
yeah,
out of
those
10.
four. That's great
Okay,
stars.
let's move on over to Beverly Hills.
Hmm.
If I had a cricket sound effect, I would use it right now, because this past episode, what are we doing? What are we doing?
Yeah. Like what was
With some
we
fashions?
had a fashion show
A little
with
bit.
some fashion.
Okay.
Fashion
I don't
some
know.
fashion.
Listen, I have to
Um,
say this. One thing that was really throwing me off about that fashion show, and I know y'all, I have a Bacardi t-shirt on right now. Like but I still do like fashion, just so we're clear. The tennis shoes, I was like,
Yeah.
these tennis shoes are giving like New Balance, and not like the New Balance Chanel collab. They're giving like you ran to
Exactly.
Foot Locker really quickly. It was off. It was off. The shoes, I was like, this we couldn't find better. I don't know.
It's like some of the I saw on Twitter, like it was like a 7-minute video of the entire fashion show, and I was like, oh wow, like I'm seeing all the outfits, not just those, but all of them, and I was like, okay, so I see that there was a vision, and it was not clear whatsoever. I also see that some of these people definitely got some items from the back of their own closets just to mix and match in there. But there were some things in there that I was like, wait, this could possibly be a slight bit of a moment. Like,
No, literally. That's what I was looking at. I don't know why, but again, the shoes is really what I was like, what is happening here? I know Sutton said it was like sustainability. Listen, Sutton,
sustainable, yeah.
she has, I think, a marketing issue because I have never, granted, I don't follow Sutton on social media, but I don't see her market her clothes enough. Who do you want to buy these clothes, right? Who are you trying to, what are we trying to do? Who is the team? Not just Javi, right? Who else are you working with? Who is on your like actual team? Again, I say marketing.
Yeah, because I never see, I never see it. I don't see the marketing at all. Like, if I see anything, because I do follow Sutton on Instagram, but it's like she doesn't really post about her own brand all that much. I think she may have a separate Instagram for it, but like even then, like you would expect her to be reposting stuff from there.
No, and even like the base level, I have a separate Instagram for my personal and my podcast, and I do a joint post on them. Like, we have to coexist. Okay, we need to break out a Venn diagram. We need to get more people on the team. It does not make any sense. It just gives I'm sorry. It gives like, I divorced my husband. I wanted to prove something, but like I needed a project to do with the money that I got. So this is going to be it. Who is wearing Sutton? And you know what? Cause I was like, Dorit, not too much talking about the fashions. Where's Beverly Beach? Where are the wedding dresses?
Where's the dress line? Like, cause she said, was it in the after show? She was like, as a designer.
I just thought of Danielle from Summer House as an owner and a CEO of what? Of what? Okay, like, but I will say at least that reunion that we had, not the photo shoot, the fashion show in their home with the wedding dresses, at least Dorit wore one of the wedding dresses to the reunion that year. Sutton,
like
do I ever see Sutton wear Sutton? That's my point, right? I think of Morgan Stewart from Rich Kids of Beverly Hills, right? She has her own fashion line now, Ringley. She's always wearing it. Marketing, promotion. Sutton, I see you wear Dolce & Gabbana a lot. You need to spend less time investing and running up those two gay men who don't believe gay men should have children's asses, and just put that energy into your own fucking fashion line.
And I'm not understanding, like, I don't know. I just, like, who is the Sutton customer?
Literally.
And what do they need to wear? Like, that's what I need.
Literally, like, who is your customer base? Who are you trying to reach? What is the demographic? What are the ages? Like, what?
Exactly. Because, I don't know. Like I said, there's a vision. It's not clear.
It's not 2020.
No,
it's not 2020. Okay. It's really not. Yeah, that's what. So there was that. Kathy tried to have a little moment. We don't need her anymore. And I don't think we need Kyle anymore. I feel like Kyle will be back for one more season, because if she does one more season after this, that makes her the longest running housewife of all time. She beats out Candy. And unfortunately, I think that she's going to do that.
I think she will, and especially if, let's say, like, during filming, then they're gonna greenlight New Jersey and Teresa comes back, then Kyle's gonna do it.
Well, I don't know. I can't even talk about Jersey right now. I can't wrap my head around it, whatever. But no, I think that Kyle has run her course, okay? because she doesn't seem to want to talk to about anything. And I said before we hopped on, apparently word on the curb is that she stormed off of the set, the reunion set, twice. Now, I don't know if that's true.
Yeah.
If it is true, I think it'll be interesting to see if they actually show it, because I do feel like Kyle is awarded certain protections in Beverly Hills when it comes to not showing stuff. And then if it's not true, then obviously it's not true, whatever. But I did laugh when Sutton was like, they were like, Sutton, you said you were giving Kyle shit for storming off. She was like, she was sitting on the side of the road in a bathrobe. I said, it's still not right. I wish Sutton would have just fucking left Dorit's house. I really do. Like, that whole sitting up in the front there was getting on my nerves too. But
yeah, I have to say the whole wallet comment thing. I'm gonna be so honest. I actually enjoyed that because I was like, wait, you people have been complaining so much about like,
yeah,
oh my gosh, like, you know, like, where's the wealth, this, that, whatever. Then whenever somebody literally throws the fact that they are poor in front of your face, then you're like, oh my gosh, that's a... I saw some girl on TikTok. She said, well,
I saw that video, baby. I saw that video. It came across my screen. She said, I saw it and it said, y'all don't understand. When Sutton called Dorit poor, she called the rest of us poor. I said, swipe. I am poor compared to Sutton. And I got money. I pay my bills. Like, I'm doing good. I'm doing fine. But compared to Sutton, yes, I am.
Exactly. But it's like, and so it's like the way, I feel like it's also an unspoken thing. Actually, it's not unspoken because even Camille talked about it a couple seasons ago. She was like, where do you get your money? Like, to Dorit, and Dorit didn't have a clear answer for it, and she still doesn't. But it's just, like, the fact that Sutton was technically like a nudge, like, to that. And I see people saying, like, well, I wonder how Garcelle feels.
What does Garcelle have to do with that?
Garcelle has 2 homes. They're literally, people always want to drag her into it for anything. Anything that Sutton does, people always want to drag Garcelle into it because they just don't like both of those.
It's getting weird. It really is. Because, like, even Garcelle and Dorit sat down and had, they're never going to be friends like that. Ever. Right? And that's fine. Exactly. I think I said in my review, they finally got into a place where they're going to be okay coworkers, right? We're not going to have to spend time every season talking about Dorit and Garcelle's beef. But I just, like, when Dorit said at that dinner, like, it would be nice for Garcelle to say that shit in a moment. Why do you want her to?
Exactly. Like, why does she need to speak up? But also, I think it was Erica or somebody else last season or seasons prior that told Garcelle to stop speaking up for Sutton. And now Dorit was like, you should be speaking up for her. What do y'all want?
It really is. They can't seem to figure out. And you know what? Why I have a problem with the Dorits and the Ericas and the, not so much Kyle's, but a little bit of Kyle being like, oh, you are just, you know, a mouthpiece for her. You're not ever going to tell your friend you're wrong. I would like to call the Fox Force 5 to the stand. Right here.
Exactly. None of y'all held anyone else accountable. Dorit, you didn't ever go to Rinna whenever Rinna was out here talking out of the side of her mouth and act like just saying the most insane things about people. You never stood up against her. You never did. And you want Garcelle to say something about Sutton because now.
Exactly. Same thing with Erica. And I do enjoy Erica. I enjoy Erica without without Rinna. But Rinna says the wildest shit about people and then you don't say anything.
Yeah. Yeah. Like, it's just crazy. So no, it's the double standard is wild. And then also,
oh my god, Lisa Rinna has people brainwashed. And like, listen, Lisa Rinna used to be like one of my problematic faves. I really, really liked her. Would you?
Oh, she just blocked me on Instagram because of probably the filter that I use for. It made me laugh so hard. I was going in there to go tag her. I'm like, why can't I find? I'm like, oh my god, she blocked me.
I know you fucking lying.
Hey, that means I made it. I mean,
what? Like, okay, yeah. Rinna. Okay. She does. She cares so much. And her fans are so fucking annoying because it's like, This show is nothing without Rinna, blah, 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 blah. At the end, it was just giving manufactured drama. You really tried Kathy Hilton.
Like,
I could have told you that wasn't going to go over.
Like,
yeah,
do I believe
I do.
That she said
Yeah.
some of those things? Yeah, like, yeah, of course. But it's like, I don't think it was blown. I don't think like it was like to the extent where what Rinna was saying. I think Rinna was just trying to just get stuff to try. To
Yeah,
take down Kathy.
I absolutely, like you
really.
said, I absolutely believe she said some of those things. My issue is I don't have anything to go off of. Cameras were not up, and if they were, they're not willing to show it. You didn't break out your phone, this built-in recording device that you have right here. You didn't break that out, right? And like, listen, I get it. Their recording laws are different in different states. But it also didn't help that at that same, the same time that was happening in the season, I think Candace and Robin got into a shouting match after cameras were down in the van on the way home from the club. And Ashley Darby was like,
They filmed.
clocking in, right? So that was my issue with it. I was like, we're spending too much time talking about this because we're never going to see the receipts. We're never going to see the proof. And that's, in reality TV, that is one of my big issues. If we don't have any footage to prove which side is right, I don't want to spend too much time on it. I don't care.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So,
but yeah, I'm like, Fox Sports 5, y'all can down to the stage. Okay. Last question about Beverly Hills before we move on to Summer House. I don't know why I almost blanked because Southern Hospitality, Summer House, Southern Charm, it all gets too many S's. But who do you think was in charge of filming Mauricio kiss that girl in the airport? Oh, have you?
Because I've been to the airports and I was like that. I can promise you, unless like the paparazzi are tipped off or something, like quite literally, there is no reason for them to be there. They will not be there. So I do think that they were tipped off by who? I don't know, but I do think maybe someone from his camp, allegedly. Okay, but like I think maybe someone from his camp, because
no, 100%.
Perfectly like
it was. What airport was it again? Okay, yeah. So that's my other thing, because people were like, I don't know. I hate to say this and sound like a bitch. People who are not as traveled don't understand. Like, you can go to these amazing places, like especially overseas and in the islands and stuff. And it's like, yes, this place is gorgeous. We are going to the resort, the homes bought by rich people that you're going to go to are gorgeous. However, this is still the home, like, of this is still this in this country, right? Yeah. Like, for example, I've been to St. Lucia. St. Lucia is gorgeous. Gorgeous. That airport, that airport, hot as fuck. First of all, hot as fuck. Okay. Yeah. And it is very tiny, very crammed. So a lot of these like airports are not what y'all think they are. And people are not. I live in St. Louis, right? There's no paparazzi in St. Louis. There's no paparazzi in St. Louis. Yeah, like that's not a thing. You know what I mean? So even these like airports within the country, outside of when I've flown into LA, and when I've flown into LA or like Burbank or anything like that, I've never seen any paparazzi. Again, I have never seen any paparazzi, but there's also a whole different sector of those airports where the rich and famous go.
Yeah, like they're like you're saying, like there's a whole different sector to that. But it's like the small, like in Greece, the only like nice airport or like nicer airport in Greece is literally Athens, because that one's huge. It has like a lot of different terminals and stuff, and that's like your typical airport. Mykonos, especially, like you get off the plane, you're walking on the tarmac, and then you get into the terminal. Like, it's air conditioned inside, but you're literally on the ground. Like same with Santorini, like it's just like that. So a lot of people may not realize that. But
exactly. That's what I said. I was like, people were like, oh, well, it's Mauricio. I don't give a fuck about no Mauricio there. If Mauricio, honestly, if like, yeah, they may go into like the Delta Club and stuff like that, but like, I highly doubt they're flying private all the time. All the time. Some of the times, a good amount of times, or even half of the times, maybe. All the time, I doubt it. I mean, Kyle even said they got on a commercial flight to go to Georgia.
Yeah, I think even when they go to St. Lucia in the preview, they're walking in LAX. They're in the passenger terminal.
Yeah, that's why I'm like, okay, y'all just. I'm sorry, I hate to call y'all to say some of y'all aren't well traveled, but okay. Saying, like, even if you go to Heathrow, like, you're not. Oh my God. That's one of the hugest ones too. Yeah. Even listen, I haven't been to that airport since I was a child, but one thing I do remember, it's awful.
That's the thing. So actually, one time I had a 50-minute layover there because I was going to Amsterdam from here. It was 50 minutes. I didn't even know how I made my flight. Yeah. I didn't even know how I made it, but I made it by the restaurant. I was like running through the terminal. I made my flight and I just sat down. I'm like dripping in sweat. I'm like,
there are places, not to get off topic, but there are certain cities I will not do layovers in. I won't do short layovers in, right? I really try to avoid Atlanta at all costs. I really try to avoid a layover in Atlanta at all costs, but it's really hard, especially when you're flying international, especially from St. Louis, because like a huge tornado hit St. Louis airport and like it was shut down. A lot of flight paths got like shut down from here, whatever. But Chicago, Midway, or O'Hare. And that's hard too, coming from St. Louis. I have missed coming through customs from Chicago. My God, I have missed so many flights, so many connecting flights trying to get out of customs in Chicago. famously, fucking suitcase busted open, running to, awful. Yep. Yeah. Oh yeah. And this is really weird. I don't like layovers in Arizona. I've done it going to LA and to Vegas, and I'm like,
see, that's like the one perk of living in Dallas. Like you get direct flights everywhere, and like that's the main reason. And then I only fly American just because I can get direct flights.
Yeah, no, listen. We used to have like connecting like straight flights from St. Louis to Vegas really, really easily, and those have even dwindled because like those of y'all who know, no, I love Vegas. I'm trying to make that happen. I'm gonna be in Vegas in June also, so but yeah. Oh, I love it there. I love it there. It does not faze me, but yes. But anyways, on to Summer House, okay? The irony of all of this happening when Giggly Squad is making a fool of themselves on the Vanity Fair live stream, red carpet, and Craig and Paige have broken up. I said... And I do think, I said this in my Summer House review on TikTok, I do think that once Amanda started talking and she said the two words she said where she was like, no, like Kyle said, let me get back to you, and Craig did not wait. Like he just, I saw Paige's wheels turning. I saw her be like, fuck. Because Paige has known all along because she said it. She's like, oh, Craig tells like little stupid lies. She has said that before when they were together. And I was like, girl, open your eyes. Open your eyes. Okay. And then now look at what he had you in the press doing. Okay. Trying to drag you, right?
Yes.
But I don't think, like I said, I don't think it's right that Kyle is at like going off, texting Paige, all these things. Some of his questions are valid.
Oh, yeah, no.
Some of his questions are valid. Do you feel the same way as Hannah? Because if that were me and one of my friends' other friends was constantly talking about me, my business, my relationship in the press, I would be like, so did she say any of this around you? And if so, what do you say? Like, I don't think I could, I don't know if I said this anywhere, but I had years and years ago, I had two best friends, right? One of them and I are still very close. One of them and I are not, because she'd be doing stuff like this. One of them slept with the guy that the other was like dating / talking to. They were not best friends. I was each of their best friends, right? And I was just like, I was like, I don't really know. He's a piece of shit. Like, I don't know what to do about this, right? And the best friend that had him first, right? I told both of them, I'm like, y'all cannot talk to me about each other because, and I told her, I was like, you're wrong for that. You know what I mean? He's with so-and-so and you know that, and you know, that's my other best friend.
Yeah.
The friend that, you know, the girl took him from or whatever, she put it in the best way for me. She was like, Giselle, she was like, I love you and I understand, but this is fucked up because had this been any other bitch except for somebody that you are also close with, we would be dragging her up and down. And I was like, you are not wrong. You are not wrong. You are not wrong. And they like, I felt Paige because she was like, it sucks because am I going to get to have like a bachelorette party one day? And they both of those girls were invited to my bachelorette party. They were both supposed to be in my wedding. One of them still was, whatever. And on the bachelorette party, we were still talking about it. Like somebody, one of my other messy ass close friends was like, so y'all too cool? Y'all gonna be good this week? And I was like, and like one of them tried to be like, oh my God, like girl, that was so long ago. I forgot about it. And the other one was like, I didn't, but yes, we're gonna be fine. I was like, so I get it. It's hard. It really is hard. But I feel like Paige and Amanda and them, they find like being a girl's girl, like not having the hard conversations. And I really don't think they're having the conversations that need to be had. Right. Kyle, Lord knows. I don't know why Amanda married Kyle. I don't know. I really don't. I'm never going to wrap my head around it. And that man has his faults. But Paige and Hannah, I get why because so many people, especially with the Meg Thee Stallion stuff, and even Paige said at the beginning of the season, like, I'm not Hannah's mom. Like, she says a lot of things to me that I find cringy. Right. But when it starts interfering with your relationships and now kind of your bag.
Yeah. And now it's like, come on now. Especially the bag part. Like on Candy, you know, it's like if anything interfering like with your bag, that's like immediately. But also your relationship.
Yeah, and I'm just like, I do feel like it's so much more than the spritz of it all. And even Kyle, I guess, I know somebody who was at the Page Six virtual reality the other day, live show or whatever that was. And like, I guess Kyle said, like, I don't have a problem with that spritz company because Craig lied to them about like what I have said about them. Like, I have no problems with them. I wish them success. Yeah. It's not that I don't want anybody else to be in the spritz company. It's just like how Craig went about that, like asking me for an investment and then going to that. And I was like, I can believe that, especially how everything is playing out now. And I've never trusted Craig. You know what I mean? Like, I don't have any like faith in that man and anything that comes out of his mouth.
I agree.
He's a madman. And somebody also pointed out there, like, he keeps talking about like how he's like being sober and things like this and like struggling with sobriety, but he's like chugging a bottle of like Vouv on the beach in Jamaica or in the Bahamas.
Why did I never like?
I was very confused as well about his whole like sobriety journey, and it's very much so giving Tom Schwartz that season of Vanderpump Rules when he was like, "I'm only doing half shots, not full shots."
Oh, yeah. Like,
and like I see these people arguing in the comment section for him, like, "Well, he's cut out hard alcohol and he's only doing wine, and he's only you can get drunk off of wine." At some of the worst drunks I've been is off of the wine. Okay, when the sun comes out in those day parties and I have the bubbly rosé.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Oh my God.
Come on now.
That's some of the worst drunk you seem. Fun, but the next day I'm in pain. Okay, the bubbles get me in pain, but nevertheless, yeah. So I'm just like Paige. I feel like Paige does realize a few things. I was here for her going off on Kyle. I did love it. I do like when Paige gets going, that little spin that she did. And then my favorite part personally was when she was standing there and he was like struggling to get his words out. She was like, what?
Yeah.
It was so, you know what? I feel like Paige is very like kind of rehearsed in a way. And I feel like when she got with Craig, they had their personas that they wanted to push forward. My favorite Paige moments are the ones that we got, like this last one where she is like very fired up. She's like, I'm not taking this shit, and it's a real honest reaction. So those are my favorite Paige moments anyway. So I was like, I know that's right, girl, because if you gonna start with me, don't be stuttering. Don't be so what?
Exactly.
What?
Stuttering like Sheree.
Not Sheree. I think we've probably seen the last of Bailey at this point. Obviously, what I found interesting is that they put her confessionals in there. That's what I found weird. If she ghosted and did we really need to have so much of her? Why did you put her confessionals in there if she just disappears into the abyss?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too, because it's just, do they like need to take like,
I don't know.
Do they need to meet a time?
I don't know. Very weird. Apparently West and Lindsay are like having a little tete-a-tete in the media right now because West was on Jason Tartrick's podcast from The Bachelor. Can't stand that man. And I need them. I'm sorry. The men that we need to take the mics from the first round, it needs to be all of the Bachelor men that have a podcast. Every single last one of them.
Yeah.
Okay. He went on Jason Tartrick's podcast and said, like, clearly this is Lindsay's last season and like it would be weird and blah, blah, blah. And I'm going to say this. Lindsay had some good points. She ate him up. And I think that's fucked up because Lindsay got him that job. Lindsay got him on Summer House. Yeah. It is clear. Obviously, she's not going to bring Gemma, the baby, to the fucking Summer House. Right? But to pretty much the way that these guys are casting her off the show because she had a baby and is pregnant and just automatically assuming like, oh, she's done. I do take issue with because Kyle is 43.
Yeah.
43. What's that girl's 43. Name? Lexi, 25.
43 to be that.
You're not saying, well, obviously Kyle's like pretty much done because he's in his 40s and he's married. There's no like, Kyle owns an alcohol business. Now he gets to start DJing and all this stuff. All these men get to keep doing this stuff, but Lindsay has a baby, so her career on TV is over. And I do think, that this needs to be the last season for Carl, Kyle, Amanda by way of Kyle, and Lindsay. We are pretty done.
Yeah, would you like to see Lindsay, as I've seen people say this, would you like to see her go to Roni? I know, I'm like, I've seen people say that.
I said this, I don't know where I said this. Bravo has an issue with letting these shows go on too long. These shows that kind of have like timestamps. So same thing with Vanderpump Rules. They let that show go on way too long. And now we're at where we are, where it's like, oh shit, we're recasting because where do we go with this crew? They should have created the Valley a long time ago. When that season they admitted that none of them worked at SUR anymore, that should have been the end of that crew with Vanderpump Rules. Same thing with Summer House. Exactly. I would love to see this cast of people and I love when they film in the city. I love when they're in the city. I really do. Yeah. They can do that and it's a different show, a spinoff of shows, and Summer House stays the same, but like shows like Summer House, Vanderpump Rules, you kind of do meet the end of the road when you hit certain life lines, and that's fine. Life, like God willing, everybody wants to grow old and like, you know what I mean, move forward, but Bravo is letting this shit go on too long with these people that now we're just sitting here like, oh, we have a 43-year-old in the house and a 25-year-old in the house.
Yeah. Did you say that on
I might have. I don't know. I've said it a couple times.
In the city? Okay. Because it's like, I do remember someone saying that. I just couldn't remember.
No, I've said it a couple times. Yeah. And I know other people who have said it too. So it's not like groundbreaking like my idea. You know what I mean? But you know, I love when they film in the city. It's one of those things that like, we have to figure out now what we're doing. Right. And even apparently something's going on with Gabby and, cause I like Gabby, but I didn't didn't realize that she wasn't here this past episode. So Carl, weaponizing the media again, went on a podcast and was like, they asked him, how did you feel about Gabby making that comment about your teeth? And like, why are you here showing up with your, you know, non-alcoholic beer and your teeth and blah, blah, blah. It was a throwaway shady comment, but Gabby has been getting dragged now. And I guess she was going through something this past summer. And I think it might have to do with her sister. Yeah, because I remember when Lindsay was like, I'm leaving because I'm going to go spend time with my boyfriend. She was like, I'm leaving too because my sister is coming. And it's like, in reality, like, just thinking, you know what I mean? Like, if they only had one more day there, if her sister was coming in town, like, she would be like, I'll see you tomorrow. You know what I mean? So that's just, I don't know. Yeah, exactly. But she said when they asked her about it, she was doing press with Lindsay. She kind of started tearing up. And she was like, she was like, looking back this summer, she was like, I had things going on that no one knew about and probably will never know about. And like, she was like, did I say something that was like a little mean, came off a little bit meaner? She was like, yeah. And she was like, I'm just going to like leave it there. And like, of course, people were like, you can tell she's friends with Lindsay because she took no accountability. I was like, I don't give a fuck about her saying nothing about that boy and his veneers and his non-alcohol, because that's my issue with Carl too. Exactly. What are you doing here? I do know what you're doing here. You ain't got no job. Okay. And like the men, again, with your misogyny showing, talking about, because Carl made a comment, he was like, I think that's a weird, like a pregnancy announcement is a weird sponsored post to do. And that's why you paid $2,500 for a fucking career advisor late in your 30s, you dumbass. Exactly. And that is why you are paid. You are getting scammed and why you are trying to scam other people. He is crowdfunding for that soft bar.
Yes, I saw that. I was like, what?
When it popped up on my FYP, I said, I know not. Crazy. Crowdfunding is for a sober bar. And like, listen, y'all have heard me talk about this shit on the podcast multiple times. I want to be very clear. I actually think that Carl's idea has good bones. The execution, terrible. And I'm just, listen, my free advice here, okay, as somebody who runs a bar and runs a bar with pop-ups, Carl should do a soft bar inside another bar. He needs to see if he can do a pop-up, right? So it can be in a separate area of the bar. And like, I know people are like, yeah, but the temptation of like drinking is still there. You have things that you can, like, there are bars with other entrances and things like that so that you don't have to walk through the bar with the actual alcohol, right? But I would also argue, like, do you go to restaurants?
Exactly.
Just saying, okay? But I think he should do a pop-up with inside another bar. Then that bar, right, that's a partnership, they would help cover the cost. You don't have to get on TikTok in a fucking rented machinery driving that, asking us for a small donation of $250. Carl, do you know what types of times we're living in right now? I did a poll and people literally were like, I actually support Carl in this endeavor and I think it's a good idea, but I'm not giving him $250. Like, the crowdfunding is crazy. Yeah, hello? I would love to, if you gave him $250, I need to come to the front of the line because you probably also are getting tickets to Fyre Fest too. Hello? Okay. I don't think it has good bones. I just think that he needs to partner with another bar and have it with inside theirs instead of trying to build a brick and mortar. Because as somebody who runs a bar, it's bars and restaurants, they say that you should not plan on profiting for at least the first year. And if you profit in the second year, then you are doing really, really well. And trust me, I know. I do orders. I run payroll. It's fucking expensive. Okay? It is fucking expensive. Yeah. So that's why I was like, of course you think a paid partnership for a pregnancy announcement is ridiculous. You like to scam people and you like to get scammed.
Come on.
And I would just also argue that like
Exactly.
every other Bravo reality star who's announced that they're pregnant, they've done the same paid partnership. But it's only bad when Lindsay does it.
Exactly. Yeah, they definitely.
Yeah. Okay.
Come on
And
now.
also, I
Come on
also
now.
want to say,
Back it up.
first of all, whoever told me
Literally.
that Danielle was not going to be in this season, then not only is she in the season, y'all put her in confessionals. You're a liar, and I'm upset. I literally said,
Like, get
I'm
out.
sitting there
Wow,
looking
wow.
at her in 2 episodes and a confessional chair. I thought y'all said she wasn't going to be here. And Danielle is Lindsay's biggest op. And I was shouting this from the beginning, and people were like, no, fuck Lindsay. Danielle's a girl's girl, blah, blah, blah. No, she's not. No, the fuck she's not. She is a guy's girl down. Guy's
In
girl
what world?
down. And I'm sorry,
Yes,
like
exactly.
you
Exactly.
you are
A
in
guy's
your
girl.
30s, okay? You are in your 30s. You need to stop that. I saw this girl on TikTok and she was, I think probably like my age. I'll be 33 at the end of the month. Like she was like, when I was 20 in my 20s, like I was like a huge guy's girl. And she literally was like, I have no like friend group now. And she says all of the stuff that she did to like try and make herself like such a guy's girl, like pretending to know about sports and what she would like pretend to do. And she was like, it's led me to be kind of lonely because I don't have any girlfriends now because of how I acted back then. And she said like it kind of interrupted the way that she interacts with women. So she admits to like kind of not being able to like being good at like interacting with women and like starting friendships with them even now. And I'm like,
Yeah.
Danielle. Yeah. Okay. Even her little like, oh, like, can we say, I was going to call him BDT, Baby Daddy Turner. Okay. Okay. Like, you think you're being cute, and it's
Pack
just
it
not
up.
cute. It's not cute, but maybe that's why her and Lindsay, like, I think Lindsay is probably the best type of friend for Danielle because she's just gonna ignore that shit, and it's like, that's just Danielle. No. Okay. Even I know the next episode, she's like, wait,
Yeah.
y'all aren't living together? Mind your business. Mind your business. I don't want you to feel and want it to feel like you're single momming this up.
Doing too much.
You're insulting to people, Danielle.
Yeah.
Yeah. Why do you, whatever,
Doing
support
way
your
too
friend,
much.
please, please. I'm over it. I'm very interested to see how this conversation goes with Kyle and Paige, right? Because Kyle is good about the after conversations, I feel like. But that doesn't, for me, that does not take away his actions. That rage texting,
Yeah.
no.
Mm-hmm.
No, you listen, if you listen to me, you know how I am. If it's more than 2 paragraphs, I skimmed it. Congratulations, or I'm sorry that happened. Send a voice note. Send a voice note. Like, what do you... No, yeah, don't.
Just
Send a
don't
voice
do it.
note
Like,
under 2 minutes. Me and my friends literally have a rule in the group chat, and without, like, your voice notes have to be 2 minutes and under. They do.
That's the thing, because for me, the only time I send voice notes is to one of my best friends, and it's like my delusion of the day, and it'll be like my.
I love that. No, I love that. I love that. I see me and my friends send voice notes just because, like, if it's a story, then and we don't have time to like get on the phone. But like, it's like, I need to tell you this and get this off my chest really quick, and then we can unpack later when we can actually talk on the phone. That's like when we do it, or like if we're talking about reality TV, obviously. But I love Summer House. I'm having a good time. I still do wish that we were getting Summer House, Martha's Vineyard. I just listen. I am too, but if they pick cameras back
so
up
bad.
again and they start casting, call me. Call me. I'll be there, right? I might be the Kyle in the house, a little bit older than everybody, but I can still get down. I'm still a great time. Yeah.
Listen, we are different.
We are. Yeah.
We're
My God. Okay,
So,
Oliver,
yeah.
thank you so much for hopping on. I just love having you. Please tell the people where they can find you.
Yeah, okay, thank you. Well, first, thank you for having me on. But you guys can find me at Oliver Sims the fourth on literally all platforms: Instagram, TikTok, YouTube. I have some
Mhm.
of the other little ones too. It's still Oliver
I
Sims the
love
fourth,
I
but Oliver
love your
Sims.
YouTube
So yeah.
recaps. I love them. There's a
That's they're so fun because like
mhm.
I just turn on the camera and just like quickly do them. Like I'm gonna film
Oh
the
yes,
Atlanta one
Atlanta is
after the
tonight.
episode drops tonight. So
I'm excited. How are you feeling?
hmm
You excited? Yeah.
I'm excited. I'm really
Me too.
excited. Hmm
And y'all already
It's
know
gonna
where
be
you
good.
can find me over on
Hmm
Instagram. My personal Instagram is Who Asked Zell. Actually, my personal Instagram, YouTube, and TikTok are Who Asked Zell. Zell is Selle. And then my podcast page is Who Asked Me Podcast over on Instagram. And then, I mean, if you're listening to this, you know the podcast is Who Asked Me. And I will talk to everybody next week. Bye.
Bye.
Okay, cool. Thank you so much, Boo.